Hey everyone, welcome to Discover the OC. I'm Jules Wilson, your host and lifestyle realtor here at Seven Gables Real Estate. Now listen, as a realtor, it's so important to me to do what I can to bring value to clients and friends. And one way I love to do that is by showcasing people in the community who are actually doing amazing things like you, Dave. So this is Dave DesRochers, right?
Yes.
He is a former Seattle Seahawks. Now, you can't tell on camera, but he's probably 2 feet taller than me, but you know, that's okay. Sitting down, we're about the same,
Yeah,
thank
perfect.
God. So Dave, I wanted to have you on today because you have seen great success in your life, but you've also seen hardship in your life.
Indeed.
And listen, no life is perfect. I'll be the first to admit that, right? But I was hoping you can inspire our viewers today. First off, give us a little bit of your history, and then how you started this First and Goal, because you are helping so many people. Honestly, I really don't know how you're doing it. So you were Seattle Seahawks, life is good, you're in the pro,
Life is great, everything's
wonderful,
good. Well,
and then?
yeah, so, and the joke is, you know, NFL stands for not for long, which is exactly the case for me. I spent a couple years in Seattle in '88 and '89, and then I played 2 years in the World League. And in between that, I did a little bit of acting, and so life was fun. Life was great. And then I had a job offer to be a project manager for a developer. And so in '92, I just said, okay, I'm good with football, and went on my life. Well, that didn't work out, but I ended up becoming a financial advisor and was very successful for 20 years.
Okay, that's good.
And had a great career doing that. But then that ended with a divorce and some other things, and my life kind of went, you know, this way a little bit. And so as I mentioned to you, you know, I ended up losing everything. It's just some bad, you know, life choices.
Literally losing everything.
Losing everything.
Oh my gosh.
I was sitting on a park bench, and I was spiritually, financially, and emotionally just bankrupt, you know.
Oh my gosh.
And so for me, it's a faith thing.
Yes.
I said, all right, God, you know, I did pretty well, but maybe I don't know what I'm doing, and I'll listen to whatever you know say I should do, and doggone it, if it wasn't pretty, but I ended up in a place with a bed, but it was me and a bed, a $50 Starbucks card, and my phone.
Oh my God.
And I started my life over. And
That is brutal, going from the high life to that.
Yes, but I needed it.
Yeah.
Because with all the big house, 5 cars, boat, trailer, all those things, I was miserable.
Oh.
I was trying, you know, I mean, I had to make $20,000 a month just to break even with
afloat.
office and all the stuff I had.
Okay.
And it looked great on the outside.
Sure.
But inside, I was miserable. So, and maybe that's why I ended up where I ended up. And nonetheless, since that, you know, it's been fantastic, and it was slow. You know, but it was humbling. Yeah. To walk to a minimum wage job at a gym, to save up enough money to buy a bus pass, to then buy a car at 28% interest.
Oh my gosh.
Because everything was shot. But man, I appreciated everything along the way.
Right.
You know.
Right.
You know, so when this opportunity came up, I was working with somebody kind of in the same line of what First and Goal is, but they ended up being a mess. But what I was exposed to was former players struggling in transition.
Oh, right.
And we put an email blast out to former players. I have a friend, Brad Leggett, who has a database of 10,000 former players. Okay. And the email was simple. Are you having a hard time transitioning? Oh. We had 90 former NFL players click through. Wow. In one email blast. And from that, we had 16 former players enroll into an introduction to manufacturing certification. And you ask, what does that mean? Yeah, what does that mean? Well,
You're not working in a factory or something?
Yeah, it means, yeah, a manufacturer. But what a lot of people don't understand is Intel's a manufacturer.
Oh,
you know, so,
right.
But it is some production line. Right. But there's a lot of manufacturing that isn't sitting there putting a spring in a box and sending the box down the road, although that is part of it. Yeah. But there's a lot of other facets to manufacturing and opportunities. It's a very high demand, higher than average beginning wage, higher upward mobility, and low education requirements.
So you mentioned a few minutes ago First and Goal. For those of you who don't know what First and Goal is, tell us that real quick.
Well, so I came up with First and Goal. I'd had it for a while.
Okay.
And the name, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I've got some book things in mind, but so the First and Goal project, the concept behind it is is how does a team get to be first and goal? Because when a team is first and goal, their chance of success is 98%. This is statistically proven. 98% they're going to score somehow, be successful.
Yep.
But when they start on their own 10-yard line, their chance of success is less than 10%.
Okay.
So how does a team become, again, in a position of first and goal? Well, it's hard work, practice,
Yes.
coaching, being coachable,
Yes.
solid game plan, and execution. Because remember, you're going down against an opponent
Of course.
that's trying to stop you, right?
Yes.
So just like in life,
Yeah.
you know, we want to get into
similar.
a position of success. Well, how do we do it? Well, the First and Goal Project provides the practice and hard work through certification and training. We provide mentors as far as coaching, but you got to be coachable.
Right.
And then the solid game plan is our certification process, and then we help you find jobs when your process is done. And so we help to develop people and get them in a position of first and goal in their lives.
I love that. Well, you know, once again, a lot of people only see the people when they're at their top,
Yeah.
and they don't see what happens when they walk out of that last game or whatever it might be. So not only, so that's the pro ball players that you're helping, but then you expanded even further, Dave. So tell us about that to help more people.
Well, so, you know, when I saw how many former players were struggling in this thing of transition, I was fortunate when I transitioned and had a successful career. I
Yeah,
started
but you
thinking
didn't
about,
do that without a lot of hard work and grit.
well, right.
Give yourself credit.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah, I had to get into a field that I had no idea what I was doing, but I got every license there was and was successful at it. But when I started thinking about, okay, so former players are struggling, I was exposed to the whole veteran community, and I do a lot of work in the veteran community. And I thought, man, I know there's a lot of veterans struggling.
Sure.
Right. And I've had actually a couple of people refer me to 2 high position officers at the DoD saying they're trying to figure it out. What you're doing is exactly what we need to be doing at a higher level. So we work with veterans, and then I wanted to expand it even further because there's a lot of folks in various demographics that have barriers. What I mean by barriers is that they've gone through it, whether it be for incarcerated, treatment or rehab, domestic violence or trafficked.
And you're covering all that too?
They've been through it, and now they don't have the means, or they don't have the self-motivation or
Confidence. Probably. Yeah.
So we want to empower those people and then help them get a new direction. And so often they're told, oh, just get a minimum wage job, just go, get a get well job.
Right.
Well, that's frustrating because, a get well job doesn't pay a whole lot.
Right.
By the time, the bills are paid, they don't see any, future in it.
Right.
And so what do? They go back to what they know.
Yes.
Right? The recidivism rate. Yeah.
So
Did I say it right?
you sure did. Yeah.
Not bad for a football player.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. So, but we're trying to curb that, right? And empower people and encourage them that they can do better. So that's our first program. Now we're working on, and I've had discussions with Marshall Falk. I don't know if you know who he is, a Hall of Famer, and a former Aztec. I played at San Diego State, and we're working on a financial services, financial literacy certification. And at the end of that, he will pay for them to get their health or life license.
Oh,
yeah,
that's amazing.
Once again, break down the barriers. A lot of folks, it's like, okay, yeah, I want to do that, but I don't have $200
well,
to
you know
get my
what? That's
life
great
license.
because a lot of those guys know people that obviously some of them have a lot of money, and they could nothing wrong with using it or working with the people in your life, and you trust each other. It's kind of like football's like a brotherhood, like anything else, isn't it? I mean, just like veterans are as well.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're people helping people.
Absolutely, and so that's my nonprofit, and in the works is I will be launching a staffing company, but right now I just have affiliations with staffing companies. We do a revenue share if we help place people, and so that'll help support my nonprofit.
Okay, so if you had your own staffing company, then not only do you help you guys get trained, but you help them find jobs.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Yeah.
I love that.
What's amazing is actually I started with the staffing company, and people weren't too excited. It was like, oh, I'm going to do a staffing company. I'm going to help former players. I'm going to help veterans. And they said, is it nonprofit? I said, no, it's a for-profit. Oh, okay. So you're another staffing company. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you're another staffing company with a different mindset.
Well, so I took the mindset and said, you know what? I think the more important thing is us helping people.
That's right.
So even though they're sitting there and incorporated, ready to go, I started with the nonprofit. And what I found really quick is that all the staffing companies wanted to help me. I'm like, why are all these staffing companies so interested? And it was really apparent because they're having a hard time finding people.
Right.
Well, so now all the goodwill that I'm doing is creating a pipeline and a funnel for people for my company eventually.
That's wonderful.
Right?
Oh my God.
And so all in God's time.
Yeah, all in God's time.
Yeah.
Well, listen, let's call it like it is. All these ideas are fantastic, but nothing works by itself without money.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
So what do you, I know you have a lot of really cool fundraisers that people would love to get involved in if they have the opportunity. So you have something really great coming up in March.
No, April.
April, excuse me.
That's
so
right.
tell us what that is.
So April 8th, Celebrity and Veterans Golf Invitational at Coto de Casa. And it's our second annual. Last year I kicked it off. We had Anthony Munoz as an honorary host and Nate Boyer, Green Beret, and ended up in the NFL as a free agent.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a crazy story. It'll take way too long to tell it. But he's a rock star. Look up Nate Boyer and you'll be completely impressed. And then when you talked about veterans and players having the transition similarities, he launched a company with Jay Glazer called Merging Vets and Players.
Nice.
Anyhow, so we took over Coto de Casa last year with 200 golfers, about 25 celebrities, and we had a sprinkling of rain, and that was March. So I decided this year we're going to do April. We're doing it April 8th.
Okay.
And so, you know what's cool about it is that when you hold an event, everyone said it went well. Everyone had a great time.
Right.
But you don't know until the next year.
That's right.
Because if they don't come back, they can say whatever they want. You know what? Every celebrity is back, plus we're adding some.
Wow.
And I'll drop a couple
Can
names.
you name drop any? I want some name
let's do it
drops.
now. How about Byron Scott from the LA Lakers, Michael Cooper,
Wow.
Malcolm Smith, Super Bowl MVP with the Seattle Seahawks, Greg Townsend, the Raiders' great all-time sack leader, the cast of the Mayans, Emilio Rivera, Michael Irby, and Joseph Lucera.
How fun.
Yeah, they came last year. They rocked it. And everybody has seen Happy Gilmore. Shooter McGavern's going to come play.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a rock star dude. And unfortunately, we had reached out to, oh gosh, I told you 59 in concussions.
Yeah.
Apollo Creed. Anyways, we had reached out to him, and just as he passed, he had agreed to come play. And he's an Aztec too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
I didn't
Carl
know
Weathers.
That. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
know
anyways,
that.
we're adding celebrities all the time. I don't want to jinx some of the invites that are out, but I will tell you there's 5 really big names.
Wow.
That looks really good. But the celebrity list is on the website. I'm going to tell people how to get there.
Is there any room to play still?
There's a few foursomes. We sold out last year in the very first year. This one's going to be even bigger. And
So
even
now's the
better.
time. If you wanna play, now's the time.
Yeah, we're less than 2 months out. The course is going to be filled with tequila and beer and water if you don't drink, because actually a lot of guys are not non-drinkers. So our raffle items are crazy. Yeah, we get so much cool stuff donated. Our silent auction items, we have Mahomes jerseys, Roger Staubach, who was in the Navy, Rocky Blyer, who came back from Vietnam, had gotten injured. It wasn't supposed to walk again. Ended up playing in the NFL and is a Hall of Famer.
Come on.
Signed a jersey.
How fun.
It's veteran based. So we have 2 Medal of Honor recipients that are going to be there, and it's just a great high energy, great event. The cool thing about the website, www.thefirstandgoalproject.com, and it's the one standgoalproject.com.
Okay.
There's a highlight video of last year's event, about 4 minutes long. It was so awesome. When I watch it, I get excited about it.
I love it.
We had such a great time, and like I said, all our vendors are back. Everybody that provided food, provided services are back. Our sponsors are back. Our sponsors have even grown exponentially, which is great. And the other neat thing about it is we still have room for sponsors, is that this event is being televised on NGBN TV.
Wow.
It's going to be live streamed nationwide, and we're going to be pumping it up leading up to the event. All our sponsors will be put on blast live during the event, and for about a month after the event, as the replays are going to just exist. And NGBN TV is a network geared for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. So if that's your demographic, let's face it, these guys are the guys, most of them are doing pretty well.
That's right.
It's a pretty good demographic for our sponsors. So they'll be getting great exposure because everyone does a golf tournament. I do 15 a year, right?
Yeah.
And the sponsors pay to be there, and it's great. You get 140 golfers. You're put on social media blasts, and some people see your signs during the tournament, and then that's it.
Right.
Well, this one you're going to be put on blast on a network.
So you have rooms for a sponsorship available.
And
still.
we have room for sponsors.
Nice.
Yep. And we've had a handful sold. They're sold out. The lower ones we're taking multiples, but we're only taking one per category. So if a realtor is going to do it, we're not going to have 5 realtors.
Oh, wonderful.
Because it doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
There's no value.
Yes.
Right.
Of course.
If you give us a couple $1,000 and then there's 5 realtors, well, that makes no sense to me.
Thank you.
I would like to have it, but I want everything that I do.
You're honoring people's businesses and livelihood.
Yes,
You are.
Is creating value, and it goes both ways. And don't take this the wrong way. Well, on the course, we're not going to have any insurance agents because, first of all, I don't want to take their money because they're not going to get any business.
Yeah.
From a golf tournament.
Right.
Right. But we will take a beef jerky, a tequila, a beer, because they're going to hand their stuff out.
Right. Of course.
So that's value to the participants.
Yes. I like how you thought about all this, Dave.
And we don't charge.
Yeah.
And then there's value to them because they're getting their product in the hand of celebrities and people that are going to support their business.
Well, the more I talk with you, Dave, the more you really just are about helping each other help each other, help others help each other.
Right.
And you know what? I think one thing I really learned from you today is we all know this, but sometimes you need to hear it. We all need a purpose.
Yes.
And we need to feel confident and good. And it doesn't matter if you've got the minimum wage job or making $5 million a year with the NFL. As long as you have a purpose in the morning to get up and feel good about yourself. And listen, say a guy comes out of the NFL or a veteran, he starts with a minimum wage job. Doesn't mean he needs to stay there. It's just a step, right?
I did it.
Yeah, it's a step.
I did it at 50 years old.
And look what you've done now. So I'm going to tell you something right now. I believe you have and will continue to inspire more people than you could ever imagine. You inspired me. I'm thinking, okay, let's say I'm trying to play football, which I never have, of course. I'm a little short. And then as I get to the, the first and goal or whatever it is, then I realize, I just have to get past all these obstacles. Granted, they're big linemen, but everyone has that in life.
Right.
If you just visualize that goal, the way you said it, I love how you said that. It makes people feel there is a light if you keep going.
Yes.
Right? Anything's possible.
Indeed.
You are amazing. Okay, give us your website again and where people can go.
All right, www.thefirstandgoalproject.com. Now, when I was thinking about it, it made sense to me until I say it like this because you have to spell it out. So THE, the number 1, ST, and goal project.
Yeah, and we'll have it on the bottom of the screen.
Well,
Dave, you are
helpful.
absolutely inspiring, awesome, and do whatever you can, please, to support this worthwhile fundraiser coming up in April here at Coda de Causa. Couldn't be any better. And we're going to have you back on again because I just love what you're doing.
Awesome.
And the next time I'm feeling down, can I give you a call?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We'll grab a coffee.
Good, so good to meet you. Thank you for
Likewise.
watching.
Thank you.